All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome to our February Manager All Hands. Thank you. Ways, we'll start with our agenda. We'll kind of go over our mission, our values, any updates that we have. We don't have a manager mindset this month, but we'll have one next month. And then we'll turn it over to Executive Corner and some Q&A. All right. As always, our mission here is to be my favorite place. So at Kitakata, here we are dedicated to crafting an unparalleled dining experience that transcends the ordinary. Our mission is to be or become every guest's favorite place, where they not only find the finest representation of authentic Kitakata regional style ramen, but also an atmosphere of warmth, gracious hospitality, and genuine joy. As always, our values. We believe in providing legendary service. We believe that good enough isn't. We believe in honesty and trust. We believe in the ongoing training and development of our people. We believe in our continued success depends on our teamwork. We believe in doing business in a professional manner. And lastly, we believe in being responsible to others and to ourselves. All right, some operational updates. You guys are already doing this, but Mizore is already here, February 1st, and then it ends March 31st. So again, the prices are the only thing that's different about these three posters, but it looks amazing. It's one of our favorites here in HQ. So thank you all for doing a great job with advertising the Mizore ramen. All right. And then I know I went over this last time, but I just want to reiterate with feedback deadlines. Our service level agreement or SLA or kind of our standard, right, is going to be 14 days, right? So from the date of when the incident occurred, right, whether it's attendance, tardiness, whatever it is, right? You have 14 days to ensure that that feedback gets delivered. HR approves, the employee signs it, closed out in 14 days, right? Again, I don't want to wait like this feedback was 3 months ago or 2 months ago, and I'm barely entering it now. Feedback should be delivered right then and there, right? Something happens, you address it with the employee, you deliver it to them, they understand it, it gets closed out, right? So just making sure that we all review and approve those, and we always send reminders, so there should not be any reason why feedbacks lag, okay? And then this is an update from me, and I'll send you this conversation. But currently, I believe our server and kitchen interview guide is a little lengthy. It's about like 6 pages, right? So I try to condense it a little bit just to make sure it's a little bit easier for all of us, right? So the first page on the left here is just kind of introductions, a little company history, tell us a little bit about yourself, and then it kind of jumps into these 5 categories that we're looking for in terms of what we look for in a candidate, right? And then, wrap up questions. And I also put in a role play in there, like demonstrate to me how you would call in an order, things like that, things that a server or kitchen should be able to do. So again, I kind of summarized it all in here. And then the page that you actually fill out, right, is on the back. So based on, dependability, reliability, and accountability, you ask them one of these 3 questions. You can ask them 2 questions, 3 questions, depending on the length of your interview. And then you actually rate them and say, hey, is this poor? Is, meeting expectations? Are they exceptional? And then at the end of it, you categorize it, you add it all up and you say, hey, this person is a really strong hire, or hey, this person's ready with some training. Hey, this person is totally not recommended, right? There should be a number and a value to everything that we do. It can't just be like, oh, I like this person. Oh, this person has full availability. Let's hire them, right? Because at the end of the day, the people you hire are going to be one, a representation of the company, right? So we want to hire really good people. We, of course, want to make sure they have availability and all those things. But ultimately, we just want to make sure that they're going to be a right fit for the company and ultimately that we are a right fit for them, right? So I will send this out. Please start utilizing them. And then also, as always, when you do hire somebody, attach it to the HR messages so that way we know, hey, this person looks great, cool. These are your notes, right? So that's all I have for you on this one. If you have any questions, save them for later. We'll do them at some Q&As, but go ahead and start using this effective immediately. Okay. I am going to pass it over and mute myself and send it over to Mel.
Hi everyone, Melanie here with this month's safety updates. Just wanted to go over scenarios as we have starting last month. But yeah, let's get into it. So in this month's scenario, an employee applies the griddle clean to a hot Gilda griddle and reaches a hot surface without PPE while the cleaning solution is still steaming on said griddle surface and what we can do better there. This is our updated standard operating procedure for cleaning the hot gyoza griddles or just generally using cleaning cooking around hot surfaces. So this more applies to cleaning the gyoza griddle, but essentially do not apply the griddle clean above 350 degrees Fahrenheit. And this is nothing new, just reiterating essentially our current standard operating procedure when cleaning the gyoza griddles. This is just because higher heat increases chemical steam and burn risk. And then next, being never reached over the steaming griddle or surface. Just try to stand onto the side, use long-handled scrubbing tools if possible. But this is something a little bit more new, or as part of the update of this standard operating procedure for cleaning or cooking around hot surfaces, being just making sure to wear the PPE, also known as the personal protective equipment. This being like the long arm's length gloves that we will be implementing across all locations moving forward. Just along with that, just making sure, of course, to keep your face and any exposed skin away from the surface, the hot surface that is. And the action required that we want from you is to make sure that all staff are informed and trained that PPE is strongly encouraged when cleaning or cooking with hot equipment, such as the gyoza griddles and fryers. If your location does not already have the long arm glove thing pictured in the slide, please look into purchasing one with your company card as soon as possible. And HR will essentially link the Webstaurant glove that you can purchase directly through the website. And just making sure to purchase the glove. I think it's 26 inches, whichever the longest size is, essentially. This is just to make sure it can cover most, if not all, employees' arm for the most part whenever they're cleaning the gyoza griddle or using the fryers or that sort of thing. But yeah, so just for reference, this has been approved by HQ and area management, but if any questions arise, feel free to reach out.
Hi, everybody. This is Daiso here. This week's message is mostly for California. It's recently at the Roland Heights location, we got inspected by the alcohol beverage control, and they kind of cited us for not having certain signs up and looking over what they were asking. This is something that kind of is required at all the California stores. So some of you might be familiar with Proposition 65. It just kind of tells you that you have, if you serve anything that could cause cancer, like coffee shops have this sign in their store, and like supermarkets have it on their windows. But we also have to have something at the store, and there's two parts to it. The first part is this left-hand side that says warning, and basically says, this establishment serves food and drink that could possibly cause cancer. Every restaurant pretty much should have this. What kind of foods are included in that list? It kind of goes on and on, but for us, it would be the alcohol for one. But besides alcohol, fried goods can produce something called acrylamide, which is what happens when you kind of burn sugars and stuff. So anything with caramel coloring would also fall into that. But anything that browns would be considered something that could cause cancer in large quantities of consumption. So they require us to have the warning sign. But on top of that, you also have, because this was ABC that came, and they're about alcohol, they also require us to have a sign that explains fines and penalties for violation of ABC laws. And they sent us, I looked up what they want us to have posted. There's a poster that they require. These are the smaller sizes that we can use. And I'm going to mail them out. I'm going to send it to you in chat. And then, what I need you to do for the California stores, cut it, print it, cut it, laminate it, and then put it where it needs to go. For both of these signs, they need to go in 2 locations. One is at any public entrance. So like Roland Heights has 2 doors that face the front or face where guests can come in. So they need to put it at both doors. And then anybody else who has one door, just put it at the one door. It doesn't have to be like right smack in the face, just somewhere off to the side. Lower corner is fine, just not on the ground, but low enough that they can see it. The other location, it says, is next to like the POS. So it can be on the window, it can be on the table itself. Find somewhere to put it. But again, print it, cut it, laminate it. It can be like the bigger one is the fines and penalties. When you see it, it's an actual document that I got from the ABC website. You can actually trim it down a little bit. As long as you keep the border there, you should be fine. And if you have any questions, let me know. I will send it out later on today. So when you get it, that's what it's for. Illinois, you guys don't have to worry about this. So you're all good. Thanks.
Okay, thank you, Daiso. As always, here's our contact information. If you have any questions, you can always reach us at these numbers, including our office number and our email. All right, I will turn it over to Yui, and then make myself.
Hey guys, let me show you the January sales number. Here we go. So this is the January sales number compared to same month for the last year. Can you see?
Yeah, I can see it.
Okay. Good.
No.
So this is the number. Let's see. Let's make it bigger. So Greens beating last year and the Reds losing to last year. So except for Costa Mesa and Tokyo Katsukuri, I think even the red, Buena Park in Irvine, it's not that big, so it's fixable, I think. But Costa Mesa, TKC, I think this negative sales trend's been going on for a while. So starting from an area manager, I want you guys to spend time. You guys already reported me the issues that you guys already seen. So let's work together to fix this. And all the other restaurants with green, good job for your dedication and hard work, and it's paying off. So hopefully it continues. But if you look at the right side of the numbers, there's a number of customers and an average dollar spent. So that's the the number of customers compared to January of 2025, and the right side is average dollar spent. That's the per customer spent. So every year in January we raise the price. So if customer comes in, order the same thing, we should have a higher dollar spent by the customer. But some stores actually, maybe half of them is showing red. That means per customer they're spending less. It's just like 40 cents, 20 cents, maybe $1, at most at a Lombard. But if they just spend usual their usual items, they'll be paying like maybe 25 to 50 cents more. So that should be reflected in the very right column. But as you can see, it's half of them are red. That means they are spending less. So the good combination of getting higher sales is more customers and more dollars spent by the customer. That's like 2 times 2 equals 4, right? So instead of 2 times 1 is 2. So it's just you have like a multiplication effect. So of course bringing in customers, it requires a lot of efforts, and we can't just bring in more customers today by hoping, hey, please come, more customers come today. As I've been saying, this is the results of your past maybe 3 to 6 months of your efforts. That's paying off right now. That's the number of customers keep coming back. Maybe they, spread the good words to their friends and families and coworkers and, boyfriend, girlfriends. So that it's like, good snowball effects, that snowball is getting bigger. So I think, that creates the momentum. So that's the number of customers, right? But the average dollar, spent by the customer is it can be achieved like even like right now. If our server is really, good at pitching, offering, maybe, egg, one additional topping, maybe another refill of, like tea or soda or Coke, then, we have, higher average spend. So, the dollar spend, side of things, we can really work on it, right now. So that's really, up to each single server's, communication and the sales talk, basically. And that really affects, of course, smiles, eye contact, carings, this table touch, how nice we are, that kind of things. Yeah. So, at least we can work on that right now while we work on, everything else, so that the whole customer experience is satisfactory or exceed the expectation so that they want to keep coming back and they want to spread the good words. Yeah. So let's, so there's two things we can, we work on, QSC, and also maybe, to increase the customer spend, we can really discuss how we can achieve that with your server team. Yeah. So please kind of think and maybe see what can be tried, what can be applied, what works best for your team, for your restaurant. And of course, you have, area managers to discuss. So, please think and let's work as a team. And for those restaurants that's showing red, that means, your past, contribution, past efforts not really paying off. So maybe there may be some internal issues. So I'm not sure. So that's something you can, also work with the area managers. Yeah. So of course, you want to see all green every month, going forward. And so that's where we are, trying. So, so far, January is, especially in California, it's kind of got a weird weather, even until today, it's been like summer. So it's kind of difficult for us to sell, hot ramen in hot winter, but, some stores doing good. So, I just don't want to generalize that, hey, it's okay to have a red, highlights for January. Okay. So it looks like for California, the weather's, starting to cooperate. It's going to start raining. And so I guess this is a chance to really make up for the lost sales for the, first 10 days of February, because it was like 80 degrees, 86 degrees here. So, but yeah, let's work on it. And Illinois, I think you guys got a good momentum, and yeah, so keep it going. Okay. And that's the number side of things. And let me just close it out. And other than that, I've been saying that, I look for locations, and finally I signed the lease for Naperville. So we got the key. So you guys,
Hey.
you guys have access anytime you want to go. So I've been, communicating with the contractors and the architect. So they already apply for a permit. So we'll see, how many months it takes to get a permit. But yeah, finally the project started. And also for Glenview, another location for Illinois, we are working with lawyers, and we are shooting to close the deal in like a week. So the landlord wants us to sign or close the purchase by mid-February. They get in a little upset, but yeah, I think it's almost there. We finalizing the document, so it's a matter of time. And Glenview will open first because it's an existing restaurant, and we're gonna have to get like inspections and stuff. But since we're not doing like big modification, it will be quick. And so hopefully, say we get a key by the end of February, so we'll probably spend March and maybe mid-April. So hopefully, we may open in like near end of April or May 1st at latest. And Naperville will be like summer. It will take probably maybe 5 to 6 months from now. So July, August. So yeah, so two things are going. And I'm actually talking to a broker for another location in Illinois. And Jason and Kunio knows. But yeah, So hopefully we get a good deal. And I already sent the building plan to the architect to see if there's any issues. So both sides of things will work with me, and hopefully we get good deals and we sign. So that's a lot of things going on. And in California, I'm focusing on Curry number 2, but I haven't got a luck yet. But I'll keep looking, and I'll keep sharing information to area managers, so that we can all go and check, because maybe more eyes are better, I guess. So yeah. So all in all, a lot of things happening, but yeah, I think we got good stuff for this year so far for the new openings. So I'll keep working for finding locations for the second half of this year, so that we can open maybe a few more. So that's everything from me, and thank you, always for your work, and that gives me a gasoline to keep looking for locations. So thank you always.
Thank you, Ichiro.
Haley.
Looking forward to it.
Yeah, same here. Hey, little boy.
Awesome. All right. Any questions, comments, concerns? We had a short one today. I know the past few have been lengthy from HR, so kind of gave you a break this one. But what questions do we have? Any comments, concerns? Nothing? Okay, cool. Well, we'll stay on for the next few minutes. If you guys have any questions for next month, Kearney Mesa will present a manager mindset topic. So Kearney Mesa, please have something prepared, and then we'll cycle through all of the locations again every month. Okay. All right. Well, with that, then, thank you everybody for joining on our February monthly town hall. If you have any questions, stay afterwards. Other than that, have a great rest of your day. Thank you, everybody.
Kelly, I got your message.
Okay, thank you, everybody.